Hello, everyone, and welcome for our fourth session. I hope you enjoyed your break. And let us wait for one more minute before we proceed so that others will be able to join us. On the chat, write for me while we are waiting for others to join. Write for me what you recall from our previous sessions. We conducted at least 3 sessions till now. So let me know what we did in the previous session by typing in the chat. Okay, so we are waiting for others to join and write for me in the chat what we learned so far. Okay, perfect. So you are writing for me Clipchamp, generative AI. Okay, if you didn't attend the last sessions, now Ms. Lama will put for you the link for all the previous sessions. They are recorded on the YouTube. Please feel free to attend them so that you will learn more about the topics that we covered. We don't have a Zoom link. We are using Microsoft Teams. So you are here with us on this link. Okay, if you didn't attend, you can simply check the recorded sessions. Now, Ms. Lama will be sharing them on the chat. Amazing, yes, we learned about APIs and how we use Designer. I'm very proud of you guys. You still remember. Okay, perfect. What else we learned? Okay, perfect. Yes, correct. This is during the support session, how to present the project. Correct. Okay, thank you, Ms. Lama. She added for you the link for all the sessions that was recorded. So please feel free to go and attend them one more time. No worries, don't feel sad if you skip some of the sessions. You can go and check the recorded sessions. They are there. Okay, perfect. Clipchamp. If you don't have Q&A, you can simply write here in the chat. No worries. Okay, badges, yes, you took the badges, or you can take the badges if you finish all the lessons actually on the platform, and we covered this during our last session on the support. How to do the template, amazing, yes, you still recall it, perfect. Perfect, Alicia, we learned about deep learning and machine learning, amazing, yeah, perfect. I'm enjoying whatever you are writing, guys. So let's start quickly our session for today. Let me do a small recap on what we did so that you will just remember. We started with the first session talking about how you can identify a problem, and then how you can identify a specific problem under a specific category. Can you write for me the categories on the chat? Who can recall the categories? Please, let's stop writing anything and let's focus on whatever I'm asking you. So I need you now to write for me the categories. We have 5 categories. Amazing. AI for Earth, AI for health. What else? AI for accessibility. Amazing. What else? Cultural heritage, humanitarian action. Amazing. Perfect. So, yes, you have to select a category and then you have to specify the problem. After this point, we learned about artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, and then we spoke about the APIs, the different APIs that we have. Correct, and you still recall it. If you didn't attend, go back to the YouTube channel and you can attend all the sessions. And then we did a small example on how we can think from the problem to creating something that has to do with artificial intelligence or use artificial intelligence as a solution, specifically Microsoft APIs. That also was an important part of our session. And lastly, we spoke about generative AI and we discovered Clipchamp and Designer. And most of you guys, you used to have other software that you wanted to utilize. Please feel free to use any generative AI software that you feel uh, will help you in this competition. Today, our topic is very important. Our topic today is about ethics of AI and cybersecurity. Okay, guys, can we please like respect the chat and only write whatever I'm asking for? Please. Okay, let's like okay, abide by the rules and we need only you to type whatever I'm asking for. Thank you. Okay, so our session today will talk about ethics of AI, and specifically, we will deep dive into cybersecurity. So let's get started because we missed like 10 minutes. So, since the topic ethics of AI is very important and a lot of solutions are built and created, but they are not released to market due to an important factor. They are not aligned with ethics of AI. That's why Microsoft has drafted or has like have as a principle 6 ethical principles. And whenever Microsoft wants to release a software, it will go and verify that the software that is supported by AI is aligned with these 6 ethical principles. So this is very important because it is a way to prove that your software is ready to go to market as it is following the ethical principle. And for this competition, it's very important as well to make sure that your software, that your solution, that your prototype, name it whatever you need, aligns with the ethics of AI. So let's get started with what are the 6 principles that Microsoft has for uh, ethics of AI. The first one is fairness. The second is reliability and safety. And then privacy and security. We have also inclusiveness, transparency, and accountability. So these 6 principles, they are very important. They doesn't come in order, so you can check them like randomly. But the most important part, first of all, is to understand what each one of them stands for. Number 2, to defend that your solution aligns with these ethical principles. Okay, these are the 2 major points. Okay, please, guys, I don't want to stop the chat. I really enjoy speaking with you. So please, can you behave and don't like type a lot on the chat? Thank you. We will start with the first ethical principle, if you want, which is called fairness. Now, I need you to write for me. What do you think? What is the definition of fairness? Okay, can you type it, please? Who can tell me what is the definition of fairness? What we mean about amazing, Rafi. Treating equally. Great. Equality. To be equal. Meaning to be fair. Okay. And treating everyone equally. Amazing. Good. Perfect. So, as you mentioned, fairness means, correct, treating everyone equally and without something called bias, without being biased for a specific person based on their appearance, based on their religion, based on their background, and so on. So, fairness is treating everyone equally without any bias. Okay, the important point that I need to raise here is that the AI solution that you have to design okay, or craft, I want to say the word craft, the AI solution, the decision that comes out of this AI solution should be made in a way that it is free from any discrimination, okay, and doesn't have any favorism. Okay, so this is very important. Now, let me give you an example. Let me give you an example about how we make sure that our solution is fair. Let's say I'm building a solution, okay, using AI that will go through all the CVs that I'm receiving on daily basis and will select for me the specific person that will be my assistant. Okay, so this solution should be fair. How I will make sure that this solution should be fair? Who can tell me? Yalla. Who can tell me how I can make sure that black rules make it fair? How we can make it fair? Tell me. Please stop just typing anything and abide by our rules. Let's please check how we can make this solution that is utilizing AI to select the right candidate for the position assistant manager, how it can be fair. Okay, follow rules and don't steal ideas. Same quality of everyone. Not biased and give everyone a chance. Okay, not using others' ideas. Some to allow admit to class. It shouldn't make fun of any group or person. Okay, make it equal. Have good ethics. Okay, this is good, Walid. They should pick a person who is good at being in that position. This is amazing. Okay, so how I will make sure that this is the case? I will make sure that this AI solution is picking the right candidate for me by checking their bachelor degree, their years of experience, and their skills. Okay, in this way, I'm not biased. But if my AI solution looks at the picture, looks at videos, check family names, check any cultural background, that means that my AI is not being fair. That means my AI is being biased by these features. For example, the AI is selecting for me the candidate based on their look, whether they look good or no, which is not the case of being a fair artificial intelligence program. Okay, so this is one example. I need you to start thinking how you can apply this to your project, how you can make sure that your project really abides by the first principle of AI, which is fairness. Okay, start brainstorming. If you don't want to write it in the chat, it's fine. Please don't write anything in the chat. We are here to collaborate and to learn. Just abide by whatever we are asking you to do. Okay, let's move ahead. When do we do the project? The submission is on 25 of March. And Ms. Lama, please, can you type for us also the submission deadline in the chat? Amazing. Yes,
Yes.
be responsible with the chat. Okay, now the second point is inclusiveness. So, what is the definition of inclusiveness? Who can type in the chat? What is the definition of inclusiveness? Who can tell me? Okay, okay, Miss Lama, please make sure that we admit everyone.
Everyone is admitted, yes.
Okay, perfect. Amazing. Include everyone. Yes, include everyone regardless of their needs. Correct? This is inclusiveness. Now, let's take an example here. So, let's say that we are having an application, and in our application, for example, it has to, for example, Copilot. Let's take Copilot, okay, or ChatGPT. Someone needs to type in order to use ChatGPT, okay? But let's say we have a person who is blind, let's say. Okay, this is a need. He cannot see. So how this person can interact with ChatGPT? Who can tell me? Yalla. Who can tell me how someone who cannot see, who is blind, amazing, Nimith, with a voice, perfect. So adding the feature of text or a voice to text is one of the features that you can put in your project to make your project accessible. Okay? So this is how you have to start working, to start thinking. When you want to build your project, you have to think about this ethical principle, which is inclusiveness. You have to think that your project, your prototype should be accessible by everyone. So think about all the needs as much as you can and try to find a solution. For example, someone that cannot speak, what you can do. Let's see. If someone cannot speak, what you can do for your solution. Okay, you can have a robot that can speak text. Amazing. If they cannot speak, then you can use the text in order to type, and by typing, they can communicate. Perfect. You are getting it in a proper way. Amazing. Let's move forward. Now we have another ethical principle, and this time it's called transparency. Let's define transparency, me and you. What we mean by the word transparency. Okay, let's stop just writing. Okay, in the project, you have to defend your solution by telling us how you are taking into consideration the ethics of AI. And this point is transparency. Okay, perfect. To be clear, yes. To be clear, understandable, yes. So transparency is when the system is understandable and the decisions, always remember this word, decisions, because AI is being involved in taking decisions. When the decision is explainable, then I can say that this AI is transparent. Amazing. It seems that someone is coming from the Arabic session and they have the knowledge and they are putting it here, which is fine. Everyone is welcome to attend many times. Okay, let's take this example. It's an example where I'm saying that I have a solution. This solution is a request that everyone can fill in order to take a loan from the bank. Okay? And the duty of AI is to like go through the papers that the candidate are uploading and then select whether the candidate is eligible for taking this loan, yes or no. So if the candidate is eligible for taking the loan, the AI should explain what are the factors that led to this decision. If the candidate is not eligible or they are rejected, also this time AI should explain what are the factors. Okay? So this is very important to be transparent, is that to make sure that your AI is explaining how they are taking a specific decision, being clear. Perfect. Now, another ethics of AI, it's called accountability. What we mean by accountability? Tell me. Okay, Abisak, if you are in a team with two candidates, like one is a teen and another is not, we recommend that you select the category tech for good. So you go for tech for good, not AI for good, okay? Yes, who can tell me what we mean by accountability? What does it mean, accountability? Who can tell me? Someone is held accountable for a decision. Amazing. You are copying it from my slides. It's fine. So when we say accountable, it means that we have a human who are accountable for the AI, whether especially when this AI fails to do a specific work. Okay, for example, I'm in a Tesla car and the Tesla car did an accident. So who will be accountable for this accident? Who will pay, for example, for the damage that was caused? Who will go to jail? Those questions are very important because AI is taking decisions, is it's doing actions actually. Since it's doing actions, we need to manage AI. So how we can hold AI managed or accountable? It cannot be it cannot the AI cannot be accountable. So the persons who are developing it, who are behind this AI, are the one who should be responsible. And here it's very important for you to write, Elon Musk, yes. So it's very important for you to write in your project that you are, as an institution, responsible for any damage, and that you can give like financial, for example, money or something like that, just to cover any mistake or any damage that will happen. Always, this should be part of the agreement. If you are buying anything that has to do with AI, go and check these lines and these clauses. Usually, companies are really forced to give like reimbursement or something like this, like money back for the end users in case of any damage that was caused because of AI. Okay, this is very important. Okay, we have to do a lot of things in the project, but now we are speaking specifically about a slide in the presentation, and this slide is covering ethics of AI. Okay, so when it comes to ethics of AI, we need to really defend. Okay, so this is an example. You can write similar example in your project. We can, for example, under the topic accountability, we can say we believe our AI concept is accountable because it makes an if it makes an error, the financial institution signed form that they should take responsibility and correct the mistakes promptly. Okay, so this is very important that we defend how we believe our solution is being uh, accountable. Okay. Yes, Lama, please, can you block the chat if you can, please? Can you stop? Because
Yes, sure.
I feel that they are not really behaving and following the guidance. Thank you. Okay, so let me continue. Another ethical principle is reliability and safety. So what we mean by the word reliable, reliable, it means that the system or the tool or the process performs without any failure. So this is very important. To go back to Tesla, before they put Tesla into the market or they send it to the market, they did a lot of tests and they checked that the error is, for example, 0.0009. And at that time only, they were able to release their solution to the market. You need to do a lot of tests. You need to make rigorous tests before you really release your system, and your system should be reliable. Okay, this is very important. Why it is important? Because it can affect the safety of the end users, whether the ones that they are using the software or the tool or others. Okay. Now you can tell me not all prototypes can be safe or can cause any safety issues. Correct. For example, let me give you an example. Instagram. What are the harms or what are the safety issues that we can get, for example, from Instagram, given that AI is collecting the location? To the first impression, Instagram, if I say, doesn't have any safety issues. But if Instagram is collecting location and someone went and took the location of a person who is using Instagram at that time, that person might be harmful, for example. So we have to look at the solution and at the ethics of AI in like in a 360 degree. We have to look at it in all the ways and to examine well how how our project or AI aligns with these ethics. Okay, this is very important for you. Okay, let's take an example. Again, if we are speaking about the Tesla car, we will say the sentence in the project: we believe our AI concept is reliable and safe because AI ensures that the car can navigate safely under various conditions to prevent accidents. And we can put into brackets, we did several tests and it was all successful. Okay, so this is how you need to defend your project and your prototype. Now, also, we have an important aspect under ethics of AI, which is called privacy and security. What we mean by privacy? Privacy means protecting personal information from being shared without permission. For example, like I'm saying, I'm sharing, for example, my location with Instagram. But if someone was able to attack Instagram and they go into my data and take my location at that time, I'm not being protected by Instagram. I'm giving Instagram as an example. It could be any other platform, but just for you, just to connect. We had a lot of incidents where we can hear that a lot of hackers were able to go into system to take some information like passwords, specific data, and they were able to take money. Okay, why? Because we are using some software, some website, we are accessing some website, we are downloading some application that doesn't protect our privacy information. Okay, and this is very important. Whenever you want to make an application, a website, or even a robot that is collecting data, that is collecting personal data. And what we mean by personal data, it starts from your name, your date of birth, your pictures, your fingerprint. All of this is data, and it's personal data that should be protected and should be safeguarded in a way that nobody can access it. And we will speak about how to protect your private data in the next part of the session. The second part also speaks about security. What we mean by security means protecting systems and data information from threats and attacks, and it involves unauthorized access. What we mean by this information? Whenever you want to make a application, make sure that each user has access to the information that they need. For example, I will give you an example. If now I'm working in a hospital, you remember the robot that is collecting data? The robot is collecting the data, and the data is about the personal information. It's about, for example, the temperature, diseases, blah, blah. Now, who can access this data that the robot is collecting? Anyone there? The nurse can access it. Okay, the nurse can access one part, which is about, for example, the temperature, because she needs to decide based on the temperature whether this, it is an urgent matter or this patient can wait. Okay, but she doesn't need to know whether he has a history of a disease in a specific disease. Who needs to see this information? The doctor himself. So it's very important here. This point is very important. When you are designing your prototype, make sure that you filter the data based on, or you filter the access, okay, based on what is needed. by role. We say it in Microsoft by role. So what is your role? I'm a nurse, so this is the right information that I can see. I'm a doctor, so I'm allowed to see this part of the information. This is very important, and you need to take it into consideration into your project when you are designing it and when you are defending it as well. And the most important part is encryption and password protection. We will speak about this now, more in depth. So, an example here, as we mentioned, we are building a healthcare system, and we want to make sure that only specific people can get access to a specific information. So, for example, the person at the entrance, they can only see my name and whether I have an appointment, yes or no. The nurse can check specific information that is related to temperature and so on, so that she can decide how much I have to wait. Then the doctor has to see more information in order to decide on the kind of prescription that they want to give me. So this is important to protect the patient information and to make it accessible only for authorized persons. This word is very important. Please take it into consideration when you are building your system. Okay? Now, some tips on the ethics of AI. First of all, put the 6 principles on a piece of paper and start thinking how I will make my project ethical, fair, inclusive, reliable, accountable, how I will protect the data of my customers or my users, how I will make it more safe, for example, and so on. So put the 6 ethical principles on a piece of paper and then start putting defending how you want to protect your solution. Okay, this is very important. You need to convince the judge that your project met the ethical principle of AI. And how you will show us, as part of the PowerPoint template, there is a slide dedicated for ethics of AI. When we did the support session, everyone was asking how to fill this specific slide. Now we are explaining how to fill it. Just align with these ethics and just write a sentence like this. We believe our AI concept is private and secure because what you did to make it private and secure. We have dedicated profiles based on the persona, and each persona will get access to specific information based on what they need. For example, this is an example. To go back to reliability, we believe our AI concept is reliable and safe because AI ensures that the car can navigate safely under various conditions to prevent accident, and so on. So you have to write a line. Okay, now you will ask me, I have to defend my project against the 6 principles. It is the best case scenario. So if you are able to defend your project against the 6 principle, then it is the best score if you want. Okay, and you have a good score on ethics of AI. Okay, so pay attention for this point. If you are not able and you see that some of these principle doesn't match or doesn't go with my project, it's fine. But the best case scenario is to go through the 6 principles and try to think how I'm aligning and how I'm meeting these principles. Okay, so once you think of it, just go and put it in the PowerPoint presentation. Now, let's go quickly to the second section of this session for today, which talks about cybersecurity. Now, since we closed the chat, I will be delivering the session. Once I finish, I will ask Lama to open the chat so that you can interact with me more. Now, what we mean by cybersecurity? Cybersecurity, it means we are staying safe online and we are protecting all our information. What we mean by information, like passwords, photos, and digital content. Okay, so it means we are surfing the internet safely. Okay, now why this is important? The password is very critical. The password for you in any system, whether you are using social media or you are using LMS for the school or you are using a sophisticated system like something related to health or to banking, password is your key to access the data. If you protect the password, then your data is protected. If you are not able to protect your password, then hackers will be able to access your data and they can do whatever they need. They will take your money, they will pretend that they are you and start to do something on your behalf and so on. So it is very important as we are making sure that our homes are safe by lock, we need to make sure that our data is safe with using a protected password and other features that we will be speaking about today. Okay, so let's continue. What are the factors that you as a student need to think of when you are building your solution? So, when I'm building a solution, I need my solution to be to protect the information of the end users, and I need to make sure that they have a safe experience. Okay, so what are the measures that I need to do? First of all, I need to keep on running updates. What we mean by updates? For example, you did the first version of the platform. Okay, you tested and you find out maybe the hacker can access using, for example, he can put a specific password and then he can access. So this is a fault in the system. So you decide to upgrade. You decide to enforce something called two-factor authentication. Okay, so this will not be updated or will not be pushed to the end user unless they do updates. But if they forget to do updates, then they are vulnerable for attacks. Okay, so attackers and hackers can easily access their account because they missed this update. This is an example. Okay, so it's very important to make the updates automated. Now we will speak about it. Two-factor authentication is important. We will cover it right now. It's also important to make sure that our AI functions offline. This is also a very important aspect that we have to take into consideration when we are building the solution. Finally, we need to be careful with the data. We need to be careful with the data that is saved in our system, the data that is being transmitted in and out of the system, and we need to make sure it is safe and secure. Now, two questions. Why it is important and how to make sure that the solution is cyber safe. Let's deep dive into this one. Okay, first of all, as we said, why engineers and software engineers do updates? They do updates in order to fix known vulnerabilities and bugs. Okay, so whenever they push an update, if we miss it as end user, we will not be using the software safely. This is why what we need to do, we need to have something called automate update. It's like a force update. Whenever I update, it should be automatically updated on the end user. And this way, I'm really protecting the end users because I'm continuously checking the software. I'm continuously checking what are the gaps, for example, in the software. I'm fixing them. So I need the end user to have the updated version. Okay, so updates is very important. Now, if you have any update on your phone or you on your laptop, don't skip it. Okay, make sure you do the updates because you are protecting your application by having these updates. Number two, strong authentication. What we mean by authentication? We said passwords are critical. They are like the lock that we are using in our homes. So let's say we put, like, for example, our birthday as a password. We put like 123 as a password. So these are very easy passwords that hackers can crack and they can go into our system. Now, how software engineers can help end users to protect their information? They can help them by adding a layer of authentication. And we call it a multi-factor authentication. What we mean by this? For example, after you enter your username and password, you will receive an SMS with a PIN code. So you have to enter the PIN code in order to be able to enter the software. So this is a double factor authentication. Now let's take the case of a hacker who was able to crack your password. He was able to crack your password, but he doesn't have your phone. So he will not receive the message. Then he will not be able to access the software. So in this way, we are protecting your information. Okay? Another way of authentication could be with a camera. So I cannot access, for example, my laptop without a face recognition. The camera will recognize my face and it will open the laptop. The hacker will not take my face. We can have like a thumb, for example, or a call, for example. So all these things are a layer, another additional layer to make sure that this is really the end user who is trying to access the data. It's not a hacker. Okay, you have to take into consideration this aspect and you have to add it to your project. Next, another important aspect is that we need to make sure that AI can function offline. What do we mean by this? Now, let's imagine that we have a refrigerator, a smart one, that, for example, turns on and off based on factors. For example, the factor, if it is over cold, then it will turn off. If it is for example, specific food needs a specific temperature degree, then it will lower the temperature degree based on that. So it's like monitoring the temperature within this like refrigerator based on AI. So AI is taking the decision to turn on, off, or to monitor the temperature. Let's say that this AI works only via the internet and the internet was disconnected. What will happen with the food within this refrigerator? It will get damaged. So this is a small damage, which is a food. But let's say that within this refrigerator, we have medicine for patient. So what will happen to that medicine in case the internet goes off, for example? It will get damaged, and this is a big loss. And if we didn't figure out that this happened, maybe the patient will pay by their health. Maybe they will get injured, or they will get more illness because the medicine wasn't kept in the right temperature level. So this is very important. The refrigerator is an example, but we need to make sure that whatever the solution that we are having that runs on AI, it should be functioning offline as well. So this is very important. Let's say also the camera radar on the roadway. This camera, for example, it should work online and offline. Okay, for example, online, whenever we have internet, it will store the images that it took to the cloud. But if it doesn't have internet connectivity, it will store the images on the device itself. Okay, so this is another example. But this is very important because AI is taking decision. We need to have a plan B whenever there is no internet so that the decision will not stop. Okay, this is why it should be functioning online and offline. And also, we need to make sure that even if it is functioning offline, it is private. Okay, it's keeping the information privately. No one can go and access and take, for example, the images from the device itself. No. Okay, so these are very important aspects that you need to do. Now, what you need to do in order to achieve this, first of all, you need to test the model on site without internet access, and to make sure that you are optimizing the performance in real world testing. Testing is very important at all stages. Okay, okay, next and finally, we have to take care of the data that we are collecting because, as we mentioned, we are collecting information. The end users are trusting us. They are allowing us to collect images, pictures, audio, location, their speech, all these things they are accepting. Okay, now how we can protect their information, especially if we are speaking about critical situation like healthcare industry section, like banking and so on. So these are critical. How we can protect the data and make sure that we are taking care of the data of our customers? First of all, encryption. All data should be encrypted from the password moving forward to any information. Any information that is coming and going outside the system should be encrypted. Now, you have to mention it as part of the presentation that you are saying that we are protecting the data through encrypting it. And another important aspect, as we mentioned before, we need to make sure that we have controlled access. What we mean by controlled access? Controlled access, it means that people with a specific role, they can access a specific data. Okay, so people with a specific role, they can access specific data. This is called access control. Now, the most important part is that to update the list of people who have access to critical information, for example, on monthly basis, quarterly basis, and so on. So to update this access control, this is very important. Okay, because let's say a specific person can access specific information, and then he want to leave the organization. Maybe he will go and misuse this information. So always we have to make sure that the access control is updated. Okay. And finally, backup of the data. We cannot keep data on one like server or one device. We have also always to have update for the data, because the first thing that the hackers will do, they will go take your data and delete it so that you can pay money for them in order to return back the data for you. Okay, so this is the most important part. Make sure that you make a backup for the data so that if any virus, any attack, it will not affect the data. You have a backup of that data in your in your server or in your devices. So to close this session, I want you to make sure that you are studying the different ways that we mentioned. We have only 4 ways to protect your systems against any cyber attacks. This is, now you will tell me we have more. If you know more, you can add it in your project. This is if you want the baseline. This is the baseline that we are building for you. You can go search and check more about the attacks maybe, and check how you can protect your solution or your system. It's up to you. You are totally free to do this. But for us, we put for you the baseline by showing you 4 main points that you have to double check always. Number 1, updates. Number 2, double factor authentication. Number 3, which is making sure that the solution works offline and it's private. And number 4, taking care of your data by encrypting it, by having a controlled access, and by having a backup. So these 4 important points are very important. You need to take them into consideration. If you want to involve more, it's fine. The most important part is to convince the judge in your presentation. So in the PowerPoint, you have one slide. This slide, it's talking about cyber safety and cyber security. You need to write how you are protecting your solution by, for example, enforcing double-factor authentication, enforcing automated updates, enforcing, for example, working it offline, encryption, and so on. Okay, so now we can take your question. We still have 7 minutes. So next session, hopefully we will help you to start building your prototype. Miss Lama, if you please can open the chat so that they can put for us any question that they have, and I'm happy to answer any question. We still have like 6 more minutes. We can utilize this time for you to ask any question that you need. Please use this chat like ethically, I can say. How to design prototype, we will speak about it in the next session. Okay. Can we put two prototypes? Oh, it's fine, but you have to link them in a proper way. Yani you have to tell me why you are having two prototype. Okay, the template. Once you finish all the lessons on the platform, you will get the template on the platform. What is the last day for the submission? 25th of March is the last day for the submission. When is the next class? We are conducting the sessions every 2 weeks. So wait for the session after 2 weeks. Okay, when will the result be out? We will inform you. We cannot inform you from now. Now we need you to submit an amazing, innovative project that will qualify you to the finalist. And as we mentioned, we have 60 in the Tech for Good, 60 winners. And for the AI for Good, we have 200. So really everyone has the chance to win. How to make an application, we speak about it. Now, you don't need to make the application itself. You need only to make the design if you want. So all of this aspect that I spoke about today, you can put it as part of the design, okay? What's the prize if we win? Okay, Miss Lama, if you can put for them a picture of the awards, please, Miss Lama.
Yes, just give me some.
What do we mention in the video? In the video, you have to cover the presentation. So you have two types of videos, by the way. You have a video that will speak about your full project. You have to explain why you selected this like problem, how you solve it with AI, speak more about the impact, speak more about the ethics, speak more about the cyber security, and show us how the full prototype. And if you are in the category AI for Good, you have to make a dedicated video explaining about your prototype, how it works, and the design if you want. Okay, the template is on the platform. Once you finish all the lessons, you will be able to download the template. We will speak in the upcoming sessions about the prototype, don't worry. For the awards, Ms. Lama now, she will put for you a screenshot. Based on the category, you will know what are the awards. Yes, everything is being recorded. And Ms. Lama already put for you the link for the playlist. We make it like a playlist where you can see all the sessions recorded in both languages, Arabic and English. How do I know if I'm hacked? Very nice question, Ali. We can take it in another session, for example, but not now. The deadline is 25th of March. So please work hard and try to show us your innovation. No, you don't need to make a real robot. You need to make a prototype. A prototype, it could be a physical one, like a sample, for example, Lego Mindstorm you can use. You can use like cardboard and show us what you have. Or you can make a website, you can make an application. It doesn't need to be real. You can make it using Figma, for example, and so on. How to complete the presentation. We will have a session about the presentation and how to complete it. Okay, I guess the questions are being repeated. What are the 6 principles? Okay, who can answer these questions? What are the 6 principles? Who can tell me what are the 6 principles? Who can answer this question? What are the 6 ethical principles? Okay. You don't know what are the 6 ethical principles? I expected someone to write it for me. Here you go. If you still don't know, here are the 6 ethical principles: fairness, reliability and safety, privacy and security, inclusiveness, transparency, and accountability. Team journal, I don't know. Where do we submit? This is very nice question, Taif. You need to finalize the presentation and give it to your teacher. She is the one who will be able to upload it to the platform. Okay, for the prototype, stay tuned. We will cover it next session. Okay, everyone is waiting for Miss Lama to send for us the image about the awards. Okay, I don't think that we have new questions. They are all repeated. We already like mentioned them all. Uh, okay, if you don't want to make an application, it's fine, but you need to use AI in your solution for sure. For sure, you need to use AI in your solution. Okay, Ms. Lama, can you hear us? You are able to get them the awards image?
Yes, I sent it via chat.
Okay, perfect. طيب, we can close now the session, Miss Lama. Thank you everyone for your attendance. I'm really glad that you make it, and I hope that you are learning with us on uh, every time we are conducting a session. If you want to ask any question, you can reach out to us via the email. Also, Miss Lama, please, if you can put the email,
Yes.
it would be great. And if you missed any session, you can just go to the playlist and you can attend. Also, you can follow our WhatsApp channel for more to keep updated with all the latest, for example, announcement that we are sending. Okay, have a great evening and see you next time. Bye bye.